Wow, guys. Esther from Kenya. Keep typing. We've got a lot of people from Kenya. Wow. Wow. Okay. Tapelo from South Africa. Keep typing in so that people can see where you are joining in from. The reason why I want us to do this exercise is for people to be able to see that actually the business that I'm going to be sharing here tonight, we've got someone from Botswana. I want people to see that the business that I'll be sharing here tonight, you can actually do it from anywhere. We've got someone from Namibia. Keep typing and tell us where you are joining from. Keep typing. Let's see where you are joining from. By the way, my name is Khumo Mwase, and I will be your host for tonight. And I am presenting all the way from South Africa. Yes, I'm in South Africa, but my guest is in Kenya. So she'll come in a bit later to share her story with us. Okay, we are now over 100. I am happy with that. So I'm going to start the meeting. I see we've got someone from Pretoria in South Africa. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. If you are not yet in the business, please, I see we've got someone from Uganda. Nice one. If you are not yet in the business, please type a number 1. Type 1 on the comment section so I can see how many guests we have tonight. If you are not in the business, type 1. Type the number 1 so I can see how many guests we have. Welcome, Rachel. Welcome, Lily. Welcome, James. Wow. Okay. Keep typing the number 1 and keep typing where you are joining us from. Welcome, Lisa. Welcome, Nina. Welcome, Kevin. I see we do have a lot of guests tonight. We welcome you. And I just want to say that you are not here by chance. Thank you so much for taking time to join us into this meeting. And I hope that you will be inspired. This time in 2016, I was brand new in the business myself, and I had also gotten invited. I was inspired. I see Octavia is here. Shout out to Octavia. I'm the one that invited her, so I'm glad she managed to join in. Welcome, everyone. I see we've got a lot of guests. Welcome, Nhlanhla. Anyway, I'm going to get right into this meeting and explain to you why you are here tonight and how this business can benefit you. Without wasting any more time, my name is Khumo Mwase. Like I said, I am in South Africa. I'm a mother and I'm a scientist by profession. In 2016, I started this business that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. I started it as a side hustle. And in 2017, a year after building the business, that same side hustle, meaning the same business that I'm sharing with you tonight, turned into my full-time business. So I am currently not employed. I left my job in 2017. I've been doing the business full-time since 2017. Why am I disclosing this? I am showing you that it is possible to actually live off from this business. Now, what motivated me to start this business as a side hustle when I did, it was because I was drowning in debts. Unfortunately, my marriage ended in 2015, so it only lasted for a year. It ended in 2015, and I was left in a lot of debts that I accumulated in marriage, but because the debts were in my name, they became my debts, So I also had a bad credit record. I'm not sure if in other countries you are able to take things on credit, but in South Africa, you can take things on credit. And, if you are not a good payer, it does happen that you get blacklisted. By blacklisting, I mean, it gets to a point where companies don't want to give you stuff on credit anymore because you're a bad payer. Fortunately, I was not blacklisted, but I was flagged as a bad payer. And the reason why I was a bad payer was not by choice. It was because I had a source of income. I had a salary, but it was not enough. Literally, I was one of those people that would get paid today, and before the end of the day, my salary would be finished. So as much as I had an income, it was insufficient. And, you know, the fact that I had an insufficient income, one of the things that I tried doing was to cut costs, because at that time, I strongly believed that cutting costs would help me. But let me tell you, the best way is to increase your income instead of cutting costs, because cutting costs can only help you up to a certain level. And it also gets to a point where you can't cut anything anymore and your money is still not increasing. So the best way is to look for ways to supplement your income. So one of the things that I tried doing before I looked for a way to supplement my income, one of the things that I tried doing to cut costs was to take my son to go and live with my parents, because I could not afford to stay with him anymore. This was because the cost of living was just too high. As a result, the fact that I was living from hand to mouth, the fact that at some point I even became a chronic borrower. You know, when people are even afraid to be around you because they'll know you'll borrow money, I was that person. And it was embarrassing, but there was absolutely nothing that I could do because I was really broke. I needed money and I didn't know better. So consider yourself blessed tonight if you are a guest that someone invited you to this opportunity. So the fact that I was drowning in debt, I got diagnosed with chronic illnesses that are caused by stress. Now, I know it was because of financial stress. My son, that is my son there, he is the biggest reason why I started this business. I wanted to be able to stay with him again. I wanted to be able to afford to take him to a good school. I wanted to be able to afford to give him a good life. So he's the reason why I started this business. And what pushed me to stop making excuses and actually start was when I saw this quote by Robert Kiyosaki saying, it is more important to grow your income than to cut your expenses. A lot of us as people are always looking to cut costs instead of supplementing our salaries, instead of supplementing our incomes. So I want to say to you today, again, you are not here by chance. And I know that this is something that will benefit you. You know, so Robert Kiyosaki further says, it is more important to grow your spirit than to cut your dreams. A lot of us stop dreaming because you look at your situation and you tell yourself that, you know what, even if I want more out of life, I can never have it. Even if I want to travel the world, I can never travel the world. Even if I want to afford staying in a beautiful home, or I want to afford good private schooling for my child, or whatever it is that you desire, you tell yourself that even if you want those things, you can never have them because your current situation does not allow you to dream bigger. So I want to encourage you and say tonight, start dreaming again, because it is possible to actually change your life. So when I decided that, you know what, I'm going to take this business opportunity and I'm going to make it work. Within 6 months of being in the business, I was already making, just give me a second, I'm trying to convert this to US dollars, because there are other people from, you know, other countries. So I think will relate more to US dollars. So within 6 months of being in the business, I was already making an extra 2,000 US dollars from the business within 6 months of saying yes to this business. Now, tell me an extra 2,000 US dollars would not make a difference in your pocket. I know it did in my pocket, because by the way, this extra 2,000 US dollars was even more than what I was earning as a scientist. So within 6 months of starting this business, I paid up all my debts. I paid up my credit card. I paid up my clothing accounts. In South Africa, I don't know in other countries, but in South Africa, you can get clothes on credit as well. And I used to be one of those people that would buy clothes on credit. I used to be one of those people that would buy groceries on credit. So within 6 months of being in the business, I literally paid up all my debts. Now, I want you all to look at these two tables. I want you to think of them as your income. Now, the one table has one leg that is supporting it, whereas the other table has 4 legs that are supporting it. That table with one leg, should that leg break, the table collapses. Whereas the table with multiple legs, should one leg break, the table will wobble, but it will remain standing. So think of the table as your life. Think of these two tables as your life, and the legs of these tables, think of them as your income streams. Now ask yourself this question: which table are you? And ask yourself this question: should anything happen to your current source of income, are you going to be the table that has only one leg that is supporting it? Or are you going to be a table that has other legs that are supporting it? So I want to say to you, do something today that your future self will thank you for. Choose to take up a side hustle, choose to take up an extra income project so that your life does not collapse should you lose your current income. I think the pandemic taught us that even a permanent job, if you've got a permanent contract, because a lot of people used to say, no, at least my contract at work is not temporary, it's permanent, but the pandemic has taught us that even a permanent job contract is not permanent. I know a lot of people that lost their jobs, a lot of people that had permanent contracts that lost their jobs during the pandemic. So ladies and gentlemen, the business model that we are going to be talking about tonight is called a multi-level marketing business, also known as network marketing. Now, a lot of people, when they hear this term, they tend to confuse it with a pyramid scheme. That is because both models do actually, you are able to introduce people into these models. Now I'm going to share differences with you so that you are not confused. A pyramid scheme is a scam, whereas a multi-level marketing business or a network marketing business is actually a marketing strategy. Now, in terms of compensation plans, with a pyramid scheme, in order for you to make money, you need to recruit people. In order for those people that you have recruited, in order for them to make money, they also need to recruit people. For as long as you are not recruiting people, you will not make money in a pyramid scheme. And also pyramid schemes, because the payments are based on the recruitment of people, it gets to a point, there's no proper system. It gets to a point where it collapses. These pyramid schemes do not even last, they collapse. Now, in a multi-level marketing business, your commissions or your compensation plan is based on the movement of services or products. So in a network marketing business or a multi-level marketing business, the only reason why you are introducing people into the business, it is so that together you can sell more products. And also in a multi-level marketing business, you can still make money without introducing anyone. That is because you are buying products that you are getting at a discount price. And when you sell these products, the money comes back to you. The money that you started with comes back with profit. So in a multi-level marketing business, you don't need to introduce anyone to start making money. And with pyramid schemes, they are not legal. A multi-level marketing business is legal. And, if you want to see how legit a company is that claims to be in a multi-level marketing industry, if you want to check the legitimacy, go to Direct Selling Association and see if that company is registered. Because every legit network marketing company is registered with the Direct Selling Association. I wanted to also put it out there that with pyramid schemes, the more people at the bottom work, the more they push people at the top. And also with pyramid schemes, you can never out-earn whoever has introduced you into that scheme. Whereas in a multi-level marketing business, it is possible to out-earn whoever has introduced you into the business. It is possible to actually even qualify for whatever incentives that the company offer. And the person that introduced you into the business does not qualify for those things. So ladies and gentlemen, there are differences. So don't be confused. The next time someone tells you about a multi-level marketing business, do not confuse it for a pyramid scheme. So I also want to differentiate between a traditional business and employment and a multi-level marketing business. Now, a traditional business, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is a business in which the owner and the stakeholders are directly involved in the running and the management of the business. Now, examples of traditional businesses could be a franchise, it could be a transportation business, it could be a guest house, it could be a hair salon, it could be a fashion design house, it could be, you know, if you're thinking of any traditional businesses, you're welcome to type them there on the comment section so that people can have an idea what a traditional business is. You are welcome to type examples on the comment section. But anyway, those are traditional businesses. And employment is having a paid job. This means that the company that you are working for is paying you for your time. Now, a multi-level marketing business, also known as a referral or word of mouth marketing. It is where individuals are registered with an entity or a company to market products. These products are sold and marketed directly to individuals' networks. I hope that you understand the difference between these three things. Why am I bringing these three things to you now? That is because some of the people that are here tonight are traditional business owners. Some of the people that are here tonight are employed. And some of the people that are here tonight are already into multi-level marketing businesses. Now, as much as I've given you definitions, I also want to give you differences between traditional business and network marketing and employment. Now let's compare a traditional business with a network marketing business. A traditional business requires a high startup cost. Let's say you are opening a hair salon. I'm going to use a hair salon as an example. Let's say you're opening a hair salon. That hair salon will require you to have a building where you will operate. It will require you to have people that will hairdressers. It will require you to have hairdressers. It will require you to have water and electricity, and it will require you to buy your hair salon products in huge bulks. Now, that alone requires a lot of money to start up that business. Now, in a network marketing business, the startup cost is so low. I'll tell you how much is the minimum that you can start with. I'll give you the amount in US dollars so that everyone can, relate. So the minimum that you can start with is about, just a second. The minimum that you can start with is about 67 US dollars. That is the minimum that you can start with in a network marketing business. However, we've got different amounts that you can start with. The person that has invited you into this meeting will clarify a bit more, and I'll also clarify as the meeting goes. But anyway, with a traditional business, in order for you to run that business, you still need a lot of money. You need to pay for water and electricity at your hair salon, whether you made money that month or not. You need to pay your staff your hairdressers, whether you made money or not. You need to pay for rent, whether you made money or not. You need to pay, you need to pay for a lot of things to keep that business running. Whereas in a network marketing business, I'll tell you, as a network marketer, I'll tell you what my typical costs are. My typical costs are just to make sure that I've got Wi-Fi, which anyway, whether you are in the business or not, nowadays everyone has Wi-Fi or data, So it's to make sure that I can always connect for my meetings. My running costs as well are to, have petrol to go and buy products so I can deliver to my clients. I don't need a building to keep my products. I keep my products at home and in the car. Also, with a traditional business, the initial startup cost, meaning the money that you invested in your traditional business, it usually takes years to be recovered. Whereas in a network marketing business, for me, it took me 1 month to recover my initial investment. Other people, it takes them a day, others, it takes them a week. It depends on how quick you are, So I also want to quickly compare employment with network marketing. With employment, your income is fixed for 12 months. We all know that. I've been employed. I know my salary was fixed for 12 months. Whereas in a network marketing company, your income is not fixed. I showed you guys instances on the previous slide where my income was growing monthly. And in terms of employment, your income increase is limited. That is if you do get that annual income increase. It is limited. I know usually in South Africa, it's between 5 to 7% annual increase. I don't know in other countries. But in a network marketing company, your income is uncapped. I saw myself within my first year and 6 months of being in the business. I saw myself moving from $2,000 this month to $4,000 the following month. This is to show you how your income increase is unlimited. Now, another thing with employment, your job is not willable. Should anything happen to you, the company that you're working for will replace you. Whoever your next of kin is, they will not inherit your job. Whereas with network marketing, your income is willable. So whoever your next of kin is, they will inherit your business from where you would have left off and carry on with it. Also, with employment, you don't really own your time. I remember when I was still employed, before I even started the business, when my son would get sick, I would literally have to ask for permission from my employer to go and look after my child. Sometimes I would even run out of leave days and I would have to take unpaid leave just so I can go and look after my child. Whereas in our business, there's a lot of time freedom. You can do whatever you want to do with your time. I schedule my meetings based on what I think will suit me. I'm able to attend my son's soccer matches. I'm able to do everything that I could never do when I was still employed. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with employment. We all started there. And also there are a lot of people that are successful in the business and they are still employed. So do not get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with employment. Now, what do the rich and famous have to say about network marketing? This is Donald Trump. He says that when he was asked what he would do if he had to do it over again, he says, I would get into network marketing. This is Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He says, if I had to do it all over again, rather than building an old-style type of business, an old-style type of business is a traditional business. He says, rather than building that type of business, I would have started building a network marketing business. So ladies and gentlemen, network marketing gives people the opportunity with a very low risk and a very low income, and a very low financial commitment to actually build their own income generating asset and acquire great wealth. So now that I've educated you a little bit about network marketing, allow me to now get into the order of the business. Allow me to explain why you are here and what this business is all about and how you can actually get started. Ladies and gentlemen, the business is called Forever Living Products, also known as the Aloe Vera Company. It was founded in 1978 in the USA in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, this is another thing that shows you that it is not a pyramid scheme. The fact that 45 years later, the business is still operational shows you that it is not a pyramid scheme. Now, we operate in over 160 countries. Earlier onwards, I asked people to actually type in and tell us where they are joining from, so that you can see that there are people from different countries that are doing this business. Now, what does this mean to you that is a guest here tonight? It simply means that you can actually introduce people from different countries. So in terms of the quality of our products, you might be asking yourself, are these products good? You know, for someone to declare themselves as the best in the market, they have to be accredited somewhere. You know, they have to be accredited. Now, our products are accredited by the International Alu Science Council. And also, you know, our products are halal, meaning that they can be consumed by different people. And I see people are typing in here where they are joining from. So you can see that you can do the business globally. So most of our products are aloe vera based. I love the fact that aloe is not something that is foreign to us. You know, when you go and introduce someone to an aloe product, they will not ask you what is aloe, because everybody knows aloe. You know, aloe has tremendous health benefits, both internally and externally. Internally, aloe supports a good digestive health. It promotes a healthy immune system. It supports nutrient absorption, and it boosts natural energy levels. Externally, aloe is good for your skin. It's good for your hair. So it's a good moisturizer as well. But what people don't know as well is that aloe is highly nutritious. So ideally, we are supposed to be getting nutrients from food, but because we do not eat correctly, it is very important to actually bridge the nutritional gaps by taking nutritional supplements. So aloe contains over 75 nutrients, 200 active compounds, 20 minerals, 18 amino acids, and 12 vitamins. So by consuming aloe on a daily basis, you are actually giving your body the nutrients that it requires. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are in this meeting and you're a guest, if you still want to go and think about this business, at least buy aloe from whoever invited you here tonight, so you can start consuming it for the benefit of your health. Now, you might be asking yourself that, should I join this business? Would I be in the right marketplace? I always tell people that if you want to make money, make sure that you are getting into the business that is going to bring solutions, because people are always looking for solutions. Now, currently, in vitamins and supplements globally, people are spending over 194 billion US dollars on vitamins and supplements. This was even before the pandemic. During COVID, people started learning about the importance of taking vitamins and supplements, and now people are spending even more money on vitamins and supplements. But now guess what? Our company also has vitamins and supplements. So this is to show you that you are joining a company where people are already spending money into those sectors. We also have weight management products, and globally, people are spending over 586 billion US dollars on weight management products alone. And guess what? We've got weight management products. Globally as well, people on skincare products. By the way, these are different kind of products, not ours. You know, I'm just trying to show you where people are spending their money on, or what people are spending their money on. On skincare globally, people are spending over 315 billion US dollars. And guess what? We've got skincare products within our business. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a business, or rather an industry, with sales worth over 4 trillion US dollars globally. Therefore, it is to show you that should you decide to start the business, you will be in the business where people are already spending money on those things. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is it that we do in this business? I'll get straight to it, ladies and gentlemen. Here in this business, we make money through recommending the products, meaning you are going to be selling products. And these are products where I've shown you that people are spending money on those things anyway. So we sell products, And then we also introduce other people into the business for them to also sell the same products. Now, the best way to sell a product is to use it. That is why before I start talking about sharing the products, which is selling your products, I mentioned that you use the products. So you use the products and you become your own best customer. Upon doing so, you then talk to people about the benefits and the experience, your own experience from the products. And then in talking to people about your experience and the benefits, you then develop 20 to 30 regular customers. We always say, if you want your business to thrive in terms of sales, you need to develop at least 20 to 30 regular customers. Now, developing 20 to 30 regular customers does not happen overnight. So please don't feel discouraged if you are in the business and you are only a month in the business and you don't yet have regular customers. It doesn't happen overnight. Now, after you've built these regular customers, you will see how some of these customers will say to you, you know what? I think I also want to recommend these products to other people because I'm also benefiting from them. So some of your regular customers will actually become part of your team, meaning they will actually start distributing products with you as well. Or you will then start talking to other people that are looking for an extra income. You're going to talk to them about this business opportunity, and you will coach them to do exactly what you are doing. So the people that you are introducing into the business, you will coach them to also develop their own regular customers and for them to also introduce other people into the business. So basically, that is what we do. And the only reason why you are introducing people into the company, ladies and gentlemen, it is so that together you can sell more products. And the company says, okay, if it wasn't for you, this person that you've introduced into the business wouldn't be buying products from us. Therefore, because you've introduced them into the business, we will pay you what we call an introduction fee or a recruitment fee or a referral fee. So the company will pay you a recruitment fee for each person that you recruit into the business because they believe that you have just brought them business, which you have, because now that person is buying products from the company. Now, for each person that you recruit, you will get paid. And as these people continue buying products, these people that you've introduced into the business, as they continue buying products from the company will also share a certain percentage with you as a commission, because they will say that if it wasn't for you, these people wouldn't be buying products from us regularly. Therefore, you deserve a commission, ladies and gentlemen. So that is how you make your money. You make your money through profit. You make your money through introducing people so that the company can give you an introduction fee. And as these people also buy products from the company for their own businesses, the company will share a commission with you. I hope this is clear. Now, this is just a picture of me. I'm not pregnant on the other picture. I just have a problem with my digestive system. In actual fact, when I joined Forever Living, I was firstly introduced to the products before I was told about the business. So I started using the products and they really helped me. As you can see, there's a difference between these two pictures. My tummy on the other picture is more flatter than it is on the other side. I use aloe vera products to help me with this problem. And when I post these pictures, I get people asking me, what are you using? I think I've got the same problem. Please recommend to me the products that I can use. That is how I build a customer base. As you can see here as well, there's a difference between these two pictures. You know, my tummy is a bit flatter on the other picture than it is on the other one. And this is all from using the products. So it's important to use your products so that you can be, you know, people relate to personal testimonies. So it's important to use products so that you can share your personal testimonies with other people. And the nice thing is, because our products really work, you will not only be sharing your own testimonies, but you will be sharing testimonies of others as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is our marketing plan. I'm not going to dwell much into this because I don't want to confuse you. I just want you to leave this meeting knowing that there's a business that you can do around your commitment and your career. So when you start the business, you start off as what we call a preferred customer. Now, that is where we all start, by the way. Now, the only benefit that you are getting there is 5% discount on your products. that is why you need to quickly make sure that you are moving to the next level that we call assistant supervisor level, because at assistant supervisor level, you will be buying products at 30% discount. And you are also at the level where you are able to start introducing people into the business. And when you introduce these people into the business, you get an introduction fee, which is 25% of what they would have bought the products with. Now, you can start the business, like I said, with a minimum of about $60 US. I think it was 60 when I calculated it. Let me check again. $66 US. You can start the business with a minimum of $66 US, but that will not make you an assistant supervisor. So in order for you to actually be an assistant supervisor in the business, you need to buy products of at least $516 US. But you don't have to start with $516 US. You can start with whatever it is that you have and build your way up. Whoever that has invited you into this meeting will share this more into details. Like I said, I don't want to confuse you, but just know that there's a minimum of $66 US that you can start the business with. And then from there, we've got different levels. The more you move up the level, the higher discounts you get, and the higher your commission becomes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to introduce people into the business if you don't want to introduce people into the business. You can decide that, you know what, I just want to sell products. Now, these people that are just selling products, we call them product promoters. Now, as a product promoter, you could potentially make about, let's see, in US dollars. Sorry, I keep converting these to US dollars because I don't want to confuse you. As a product promoter, you could potentially make about $200 US as profit. You know, however, there are people that are making 3 times that, about $600 US on just selling products alone without even having people in their team. Or you can be a business leader. A business leader is someone that is a product promoter. So they are promoting products, but they are also building a team. Now, we also have what we call business developers. As business developers, you are still promoting products, but you also have business leaders within your team, and you have business developers within your team as well. Now, as a business developer, you could potentially make about $7,000 US or more from the business. This is our profits, just to show you how much profit you can make. Unfortunately, it is in South African rands, but I'm going to convert it to US dollars. So when you sell 1 bottle of alu a day, you are looking at making about $7 in terms of your profit. That's when you sell 1 bottle. So when you sell 10 bottles, you are looking at making about $700. Now, the more products you sell, the more your profit becomes. So just by selling 40 bottles of alu in a month, by selling 40 bottles of alu simply means that you will be making just over $270 US, which is a lot of money. I mean, when I started the business, all I wanted was just over $200 US. You know, when you introduce people into the business, you will also get paid for it. Now, we've got different levels. We've got supervisor level. At supervisor level, ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind that this is effort-based. So your money can be more and it can be less, depending on the efforts. But at supervisor level, with typically 3 to 5 people in your team, and at supervisor level, you'd be buying products at 38% discount. At supervisor level, you could potentially make just over $500 US. At assistant manager level, buying products at 43% discount with 10 to 15 people in your team, you could potentially be making about 100, 250 US dollars. Now, at manager level, with about 15 to 25 people in your team, buying products at 48% discount, you could potentially make about 39,000 US dollars, which is a lot of money. So I always tell people that if you want to make money in this business, make sure that you are building your business to manager level, and then make sure that you help other people in your team get to manager level as well. Okay, I'm not gonna convert these amounts to US dollars anymore because it's gonna take me time, and I can see that I'm running out of time. So please do, as you see these figures, you are welcome to convert them into your own currency. Now, as a manager that is earning over 39,000 rands in the business, if you help, okay, so the company pays you up to a third generation manager, what we call a leadership income. A first generation is a person that you've introduced into the business yourself. A second generation was introduced into the business by your first generation. And a third generation person was introduced into the business by your second generation. So for each person in your team, for each first generation person in your team, the company will pay you plus minus 15,875. For each second generation manager in your team, the company will pay you plus minus 7,900 rands. For each third generation manager in your team, the company will pay you plus minus 5,200 rands. Now imagine having multiple managers in your team. That is where you will get to make a lot of money from the business. So ladies and gentlemen, we also have what we call a forever to drive incentive. This is another way of making money in the business. Although it's called a forever to drive, it's a car plan, but you don't have to buy a car with the money. You can do whatever you want to do with the money. It's your money. It's paid to you by the company. On top of what you're already earning, you can do whatever you want to do with the money. So we've got 3 levels of the car incentive, and these car incentives are paid to you for 36 months. And when your 36 months end, if you are still consistent, you can requalify for these car incentives. We've got level 1, which is 6,400 rands. Again, please convert these into your currencies. We've got 6,400 rands for level 1. We've got level 2, which is 9,600 rands per month. We've got level 3, which is 12,800 rands per month. Now, I'm a level 2 car incentive qualifier. This simply means that the company is paying me 9,600 rands for my car. I'll convert that into US dollars. It's just over 530 US dollars. That's what the company is paying me for my car. The first car that I bought in the business was that white Mercedes-Benz that you are seeing there with red leather interior. When I bought this car, to be honest, I've always loved a Mercedes-Benz, but I never thought that I would drive one. However, the business made it possible for me to drive this beautiful car. The second car that I upgraded to is this convertible. It's also a Mercedes-Benz, that silver one that you are seeing there. I bought it in 2020 during the pandemic. As you can see on the top picture, I'm wearing a mask when I was collecting it. This is because this was during COVID era. So these are the cars that I've bought through the business. These are cars that I never thought I would drive, but through the business, I managed to afford them. This is another lady from Tanzania, a good friend of mine. Would you believe me if I told you that this lady has never been employed in her life? Look at how beautiful she is. I'm mentioning employment because a lot of people associate success with being employed. This lady started the business when she was still a student. She finished her studies. She still continued with the business. She's driving a Discovery Land Rover, a car that she bought through the business. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is possible to drive your dream cars through the business. This is another lady. She's an accountant by profession. She is still employed. She's doing the business part-time. And through the business, when she started the business, she was driving a very small car. But through the business, she managed to upgrade to an SUV. She also managed to accumulate 2 properties that she's renting out. These are other people that have bought their dream houses through the business, just to, show you that people actually live their dream lives through this business. By the way, I didn't mention to you guys that my son, remember earlier I mentioned that one of the things that I did to cut costs was to take my son home to go and live with my parents. My son now stays with me. My son's school is one of the top 10 most expensive day schools in South Africa. And this has all been possible because of the business. So, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting any more time, I'm going to call our guest very soon. I also want to say we've got international trips as well. These are trips that you get to qualify for as and when you build your business. To be honest, when I started this business, I never thought that I would qualify for these trips. All I wanted was to make an extra income for myself. I did not think these trips would be possible. But let me tell you, I started the business in February 2016. In February 2017, that is when I closed my first qualification of the international trip. So I qualified for my first international trip in 2017, and I started the business in 2016. This is to show you that you don't need to be in the business for a long time before you can start qualifying for these incentives. It is entirely up to you as to how hard you work when you get into the business. The car incentives that I was talking about, I qualified for my first car incentive when I was 10 months in the business. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is possible to achieve all these things. And these are just some of the pictures. Unfortunately, I haven't uploaded my recent pictures of the trips that I've been on through this business, but I'll share with you the countries I've been to. I've been to, my first trip with the business was to Rome, Barcelona, and Monte Carlo. This was in 2017. These trips, I mentioned that it's all expenses paid for trips for you and your partner. So my first trip was to Rome, Barcelona, and Monte Carlo. My second trip was to Dallas, Texas, in the United States. My third trip was to Phoenix, Arizona, in the United States. My fourth trip was to Sweden, Stockholm. My fifth trip was to Pattaya, Thailand. My sixth and seventh trip, unfortunately, we were supposed to go to, actually sixth, seventh, and eighth trip. We were supposed to go to Australia and Bahamas. Those couldn't happen because of the lockdown restrictions, because the trips were supposed to be during the pandemic, but the company paid us for not going on those trips. And then my ninth trip was to Abu Dhabi. This was last year. And then my 10th trip was to Bali this year. And on my way to Bali, I started at Singapore. Unfortunately, I didn't put in those pictures there. However, if you want to, you can go on my Instagram. I'll type it here for you. If you want to, you can just go on my Instagram just to check my recent pictures of the countries that I've been to. Just type my name on Instagram and then you'll see the pictures of the countries I've been to. So these are just some of those countries. And apart from the forever living business trips that I qualified for, I also had my own personal trips. In 2019, my sister and I took our parents to Egypt and to Dubai. This wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the business. Again, in 2019, I took my son to Mauritius to go and celebrate his 6th birthday, just the two of us. Now, this Mauritius trip is very close to my heart because I remembered how when my son was turning a year old, I could not afford to even buy him a birthday cake. But the business made it possible for me to actually take him to Mauritius. These are just some of the trips I've been on through Forever Living, like I said. Unfortunately, I didn't load all of them here. I'll probably should. And at our next meeting, you will get to see all those trips I've been on. Guys, before I started this business, I was not a traveler, but through this business, I've been to multiple countries and I am grateful. Last, but definitely not least, in our business, we also have what they call chairman's bonuses, also known as 13th checks in terms of employment language. Now, I've been getting these checks for 5 consecutive years. Those are the checks that I have been getting. As you can see, the amounts are in US dollars. So those are my checks, but allow me to share with you the checks of other people. If you think what I've gotten is a lot, allow me to share with you what other people have gotten, and keep in mind that this is just for 1 year. What I'm sharing with you now for these people is just for year 2021. That couple there in blue from South Africa, they used to work in a hotel. They don't have post-matric qualifications. However, through the business, they've left their job. They're now doing the business full time. Look at how much they got, over 77,000 US dollars. This is just 1 year. Remember, these checks are every year. And then this lady in red, she's an engineer by profession from South Africa. Her check in 2021 was over 88,000 US dollars. Then the couple there at the top from Botswana, I'm not sure what the gentleman used to do or what he does for a living, but I know the wife was a government employee. She left her job. She's now doing the business full time. As you can see, her check was over 130,000 US dollars. This gentleman here in a gray suit from South Africa, his wife is the one that started the business and they started building it together. The wife unfortunately passed away and the husband inherited the business. That is what I meant when I said the business is a willable business. The wife passed away in 2018. And look, even though the wife is no longer alive, in 2021, the husband still got a check of over 200,000 US dollars. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is a legacy that you are building for your family. By the way, this gentleman that got over 208,000 US dollars was a policeman. That lady there in black from Botswana, she was a teacher by profession. She got over 200,000 US dollars. She's no longer working as a teacher. She is now doing the business full time. And she even opened a construction company for her husband. The couple there at the bottom from South Africa as well, they got over 610,000 US dollars. I know this sounds too good to be true, but it is true. And this couple that got over 610,000 US dollars, they joined the business under this gentleman that got over 200,000 US dollars. Now, if this was a pyramid scheme, there is no way that this couple would have gotten over 600,000 US dollars. And that gentleman would have gotten only over 200,000 US dollars. This couple got more than him, even though they joined under him. This is to show you that in this business, ladies and gentlemen, you are not pushing anyone. You are actually building your own business, and it is possible for you to out-earn whoever has introduced you into the business. Now, without wasting any more time, I want to call our guest speaker all the way from Kenya, so that she can share her journey with us and share what the business has done for her. She is still young. She's in her 20s, yet she has achieved so much. And I know that you will be inspired. Her name is Charity Gabana, all the way from Kenya. Charity, over to you. Please share your slides and inspire all these over 200 people that are here in this meeting tonight. Over to you, Charity, all the way from Kenya. Let's bring on some fire for Charity as she joins and shares her story with us. Charity, over to you.
All right. Can you hear me, Khumo? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you. You are audible, loud and clear. You can share your slides.
Okay, you can stop sharing so that I can start sharing. So hi, everybody. Hi, Africa. Hi, world. I mean, that was a powerful presentation. If I was new here, I would sign up immediately. If I was new
I
here,
think, sorry, Charity, to disturb you. I think
yeah,
you can share while mine is on. I don't know how to, oh, stop share.
yeah,
Sorry.
just stop
Wait, I've
sharing.
stopped. There we go. Okay.
Okay. All right. So hi everybody, how are you guys doing? So if you can hear me, type a 2. If you can hear me clearly, type a 2 on the chat box. If you can hear me clearly, type a 2 on the chat box. Khumo has done a very, very, very good presentation. And if I was new, if I was a new person, I would definitely join this business immediately. So thank you so much, Khumo, for that. And I'm gonna share my screen and let me know, guys, if you can see my screen. So if you can see my screen, type a 3. If you can see my screen, type a 3 on the chat box so that I can know we are together. If you can see my screen, type a 3 on the chat box. So I am here to share with you guys my business story in Forever Living, just to show you that real people just like you and me can achieve so much. You know, ordinary people like you and me can achieve so much in this business opportunity. So let me know if you can see my screen. Aha, fantastic. So I am here to share my story, and I hope you get inspired. I hope you get inspired and get confidence about Forever Living products. So my name is Charity Gabana. My name is Charity Gabana. I'm 25 years. I'm a graduate in digital media production. Can you guys still see my screen? If you can still see my screen, type a 3, type a 3, type a 3, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss anything. Fantastic. I can see you can see my screen. So my name is Charity Gabana. I am Kenyan. I'm 25 years old. I am a graduate in digital media production. I'm the CEO of an amazing organization called the Emerald Control Squad that I have been able to build through Forever Living products. I am a senior manager in the business. You know, as Khumo explained, there are different levels in our company, and I have been able to grow my business from the preferred customer level to a senior manager. I became a manager in 2020. You remember at some point Khumo mentioned that 2020, that's when COVID hit, and a lot of businesses were collapsing. A lot of businesses were not operating anymore. People lost jobs, but that is when our business expanded, and that's when I became a manager. And a manager in Kenya shillings, you are a 6-figure income earner. You know, you're making over $1,000, over $1,500 on a monthly basis. So I became a manager I joined the business in 2018. I became a manager in 2020. I became a senior manager last year. That was in 2022. And right now I'm a Forever to Drive qualifier, and I'm a member of the VW Club Kenya. So that is a little bit about myself. But where did my story begin? Where did my story begin? My background is I was a student. I was not employed like Khumo. I didn't have a family like Khumo. I didn't have a child like Khumo, but my story is different. This is just to show you that no matter what your background is, you can absolutely succeed with Forever Living. So for me, I knew about Forever when I was a student in a university, a very public university in Kenya. I was studying a course that I didn't like. If you're in here and you are a student, you know, sometimes you go to university or you go to higher institutions of studies, but you study a course that you don't like. You know, you study a course that you don't have passion for because you have to follow through the system. And I believe that's how things are in the world. There is a system of operation. So that is how things work for me. I left high school, was called to a public institution, but the kind of course that I was studying, it was not a course that I had interest in at all. So I did try to hustle to survive. Before Forever Living, I did a lot of things. I sold clothes. I worked in a shop. I worked in a hotel. But the kind of money that I was making was peanuts. It's money that you make today. You know, you spend it today and you start again from scratch tomorrow. That was my situation. And I was coming from a very humble background because my mom she's a government employee and my dad is not in a government salary. So things were so difficult. Things were so difficult for me back in campus. So I tried a lot of things to earn an income, coming from a low social class. I don't know if you're in here and maybe you are in the same situation that I was. Things are so bad back at home. And I really used to struggle fitting in. With my classmates, with people that I used to hang around with, because it's people who used to come from well-off families and well-off backgrounds. And guys, I was living in a slum. So that is my background. That is my story with Forever Living products. So I heard about Forever Living in 2017 through a friend of mine. I started doing the business seriously in 2018, January. I became an assistant supervisor in 2018, and I started from scratch. I started from scratch, guys. I did not have money to buy my starter combo pack, the one that Khumo has talked about. In Kenya shillings, it's about 47,000 Kenya shillings. Yeah, you can convert it in your currency. I didn't have a shilling to start my business. So this is just to encourage you, if you're in here and maybe you don't have starting capital, that is not an excuse of you not succeeding in our business. So I started from the bottom. I started from scratch. As I mentioned earlier, grew my business in 2020, in the midst of COVID. We can all remember that during COVID, people were panicking, shops were being closed down, people lost jobs. Actually, in Kenya, our streets, you could actually count people that were walking into the streets, because people were panicking. People thought that the world was gonna come to an end. But for me, that is when my business boomed. That is when actually Forever Living products business curve went up. I became a Forever to Drive qualifier and a senior manager in March 2022. So what are some of the achievements? What are some of the things that I have been able to achieve with Forever Living? Number one, building a team. One thing I love about Forever Living is that it's not a solo kind of business. It's a business that you bring in friends, you bring in relatives, you bring in neighbors, you bring in your family, and teach them how to do it and help them make an extra source of income. That is one of my biggest achievement, because my team has a cocktail of everything. My team has students, it has employees, people who have employed. It has stay-home moms. My team has graduates. So that is one thing I love about our business. You don't necessarily need to have certain paper qualifications for you to be able to succeed in our company. So that is one of my biggest achievement in our company. The other thing that I have been able to achieve with Forever Living products, remember I mentioned earlier that I was coming from a very low social class background. Things were very tough for my parents back at home, and definitely they even became tougher for me. It really used to stress me a lot when I was in class back in campus, thinking about the living conditions of my parents back at home. We didn't have a decent house at all. I'll show you guys how our house used to look like. So that was my motivation. My motivation to join this business was my family, to change my life, to better my life, and also to better the life of my parents back at home. And I can tell you for a fact, through Forever Living products, I was able to build my parents their retirement home just at 24 years old, guys. Yeah. The other thing, so this is how my parents' home used to look like. Real people, real results. This is how my parents' home used to look like. So you can imagine when I'm telling you that it really used to stress me a lot in class. I even developed ulcers because of how things were back at home. But through this business, through selling these products, I was able to change these things back at home. The other thing that I have been able to achieve, I have been able to do for my family and my parents, is building my parents their retirement project. My dad is over 60 years old. He has already retired. My mom is almost retiring, and I did Forever Living so that I can make enough money to make sure that by the time they are retiring, by the time they are hitting their retirement age, they have something that is keeping them busy. They have something that is helping them generate an extra source of income, not just staying at home and waiting to become old and die. But through Forever Living products, I have been able to do this for them. The other thing that I have been able to achieve with Forever Living products is buying my first car. which is a VW Golf. I bought it at 24 years old. When I started, I made sure that this is a business that ordinary people just like you and me achieve extraordinary results. In your country, tell me how many people buy cars, you know, with legit money, you know, without stealing from anybody or not having any rich boyfriend or any sponsor at 20 years old, at 24 years old. But through Forever Living products, I qualified for the Forever to Drive incentive, whereby the company is paying me an extra income on top of what I already earn in a month to buy my dream car. So the other thing that I've also been able to achieve with Forever is travels. When I joined Forever, I never, you know, I loved traveling, but the only places that I had gone to was the only travels that I used to do were from the city to the village, because, you know, I didn't even have a passport. So me thinking about traveling, boarding a plane, going to international destinations or even local destinations, it was not really something that I'd see would come closer. But with Forever Living products, I own a passport. I did my first travel in 2018. Remember, I joined Forever in 2018 January, and at the end of that year, I was able to do my first travel. That was in Arusha, not Arusha. What is it called? Rwanda. Yeah, I did my first travel. I went to Rwanda. I have traveled to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Last year, we were with you know, Khumo and all the other top African leaders in Abu Dhabi. I have traveled to Zanzibar. I have done a couple of local travels, things that I never thought that at my young age I would be able to do. So Forever is a business that ordinary people like you and me achieve extraordinary results. I am financially independent. I don't depend on my parents. I don't depend on anyone to do anything for me. All I know is that I already have products. You know, the company has already provided for me products that I can sell out there and make money for myself. I live in a relatively good neighborhood. Remember, guys, before Forever, I was living in a slum. Yeah, I was living in a slum, and my rent was around 30, is it 35? My rent was around 34 US dollars, and paying that amount of money was challenging. But with Forever Living products, I'm living in a relatively good neighborhood. I have started saving up for my future and also investing at a young age. So as I finish, what are some of the success tips that I can share with you? Things that have helped me get to where I am right now. First of all, you need to have a why. Khumo mentioned that her why for her starting this business was her son. Yeah, my why for me starting this business was my family. So you have to have a why. You have to have a reason why you want to do this business, because without a why, without a goal, doing this business is going to be difficult for you, and nobody's going to push you hard as much as you can push yourself. The other thing you need to have is clarity for your goals. Yeah, clarity for your goals. Be clear about what you want. Be clear about how much money you want to earn by the end of this year. Be clear about how much money you want to earn by the end of this month. Be clear about that car that you want to own. Be clear about that home that you want to build. So clarity and specificity for your goal is very important. The other thing is take your time and understand our marketing plan. I really love the fact that Khumo took her time and explained to us the difference between a real network marketing company and a scheme. So make sure you take as much time as you can to understand our marketing plan and ask as many questions as you can so that you can gain a better understanding. The other thing is detach yourself from the results and do the activities. Forever is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You know, you don't join today and you're a millionaire tomorrow. There's work that needs to be put in, and input is equals to output. Yeah, it's not a get rich quick scheme or a money microwave. The other thing is attending trainings, and I love the fact that trainings in our company are absolutely free. Nobody's gonna charge. Actually, nobody has charged you to join this training. And even the other trainings that we have in our physical offices all over the world, nobody charges you for attending trainings. So make sure you take your time and attend as many trainings as you can, because the more knowledge you have about the products, about the business, you know, the more money also you'll get to make. I always tell my team that your level of knowledge determines your level of income. Do not compare your journey with anybody else. Everybody's journey is different. Maybe you're in here and you're telling yourself, I wish I knew this business 5 years ago. I wish I knew this business maybe 10 years ago. Maybe I'd be at the level that Charity is, or the level that Khumo is. What I tell people is that God's timing is always the best. And it is not by chance that you've known about Forever Living products right now, okay? So just own your story and don't compare yourself with anyone. Practice consistency, consistently attending trainings, consistently talking to people about the business, talking to people about the products. Use the products, because the more products you use, you get that product experience and confidence when you're sharing with people. Acknowledge and respect your upline. Acknowledge and respect the person who has shared this link for you to attend this training today. So when I'm done, make sure you send them a text message and tell them, thank you so much for sharing with me this opportunity, because that is someone who wants the best for you in life. The other thing is, you are in this business for yourself, but not by yourself. People, we are here to hold your hand. Your uplines are here to hold your hand and show you what you need to do and not to do. The other thing is, use the product and let the clients see and open your shop every day. So as I finish, remember guys, we are in a recession right now. Inflation, everybody left, right, center is complaining about the cost of living. Actually, in Kenya, I think next week, the price of fuel is going up again. And when fuel prices go up, everything is going to be affected. Food is going to be affected. Rent, shelter is going to be affected. The amount of money that we pay for our rent is going to be affected. Clothing, the prices of clothing are going to go high. So everything is going high right now. And I would be lying to you to tell you that things will, the price of things will go low. So the only thing you need to do right now is increase your sources of income. Yeah. And this is the best time. During a recession is the best time to actually join a business, to actually start a business, and Forever Living products for that matter, because the products that we have, people need on a daily basis. So from me to you is, start now. Don't waste time. Don't seek for opinions from people, because remember, if you seek opinions from people, it's the same people whom, when you go to ask for help, they will tell you they cannot help you. So if you're in here and you've seen that this business plan has made sense, start right now. Text the person who shared this link with you and tell them, I am ready. Just show me what to do. So from me to you is, thank you very much. And I'm wishing you a happy and a successful second half of 2023. Thank you so much. Khumo, you can take it up from there.
Thank you so much, Charity. It's amazing how young you are, but you've achieved so much from the business. I've just switched on my camera because the electricity is now back. So I just wanted you people to see the host. Thank you so much once again, Charity, for sharing your journey with us. I am inspired. And guys, let me tell you, it is never too late to start. It doesn't matter how old you are. Just because Charity is in her 20s and she has achieved what she has achieved in her 20s, it does not mean that in your 30s you cannot achieve. It does not mean in your 40s or your 50s or whatever, you cannot achieve. Now, let me quickly speak to people that are not yet in the business as we are closing the meeting. I don't know why you agreed to join this meeting tonight. I don't know what your current situation is. However, what I can tell you is sometimes the only available transportation out of your situation is a leap of faith. I took a leap of faith in 2016, and I'm grateful that I did. So I want to encourage you and say, go to the person that invited you, take a leap of faith and start this business. There is support. Also, I want to say to you, if you are going to wait until you are ready to start this business, you are going to wait for the rest of your life. When I started this business, I was not ready. I'm sure when Charity started this business, she was also not ready. So when I started, I was not ready. I did not know how to talk to people. I did not know how to sell. I did not even know who I would sell to. But I started anyway. Let me tell you, had I waited to say, let me wait until I'm ready, I would still not be part of the business even now. I also want to say to you, stop being afraid of what could go wrong. Stop being afraid of, stop asking yourself negative questions like, what if people don't buy my products? What if people don't join my team? Imagine had Charity and I and other people in the business had dwelled on those things, we wouldn't have started the business. So stop focusing on the negative things and start focusing on what could go right. Like, what if people do buy products from you? What if people do join your team? And what if your life changes? Just what if you start living your dream life? What if you drive that car you've always wanted to drive? What if you build your parents that retirement home the same way that Charity has done? Just what if you start living your dream life? Start focusing on those positive things. And in closing, I want to say to you, comfort is the enemy of achievement. If you want to achieve great things in life, make sure that you get out of your comfort zone so that you can start achieving those things. And also, I want to emphasize on this, that if you are new in the business and you want to start, please don't go and ask people that are not successful in the business how the business is. Please don't do that, because they will discourage you. Go to people that, as if you want to succeed at something, ask people that are successful. That is the best place to get advice. So ladies and gentlemen, without wasting any more of your time, thank you once again for joining this meeting. And please do go back to the person that has invited you here tonight, and they will share with you how you can get started. They will also share with you the products that we have. And if you don't know which products to choose, they will help you to choose products. So thank you once again for joining in. Thank you to our guest all the way from Kenya for sharing your story. I'm very inspired. In my 20s, I knew nothing about business. I did not even think that I could start a business. In my 20s, my focus was in my career, because I was taught that if you want to be successful in life, go to school, study hard so you can be employable. That is the success that I knew. But guys, stop thinking that selling is for people that are poor. Selling is for people that want to make money. So thank you once again for joining us tonight. And I think the host can now end the meeting. We will see you again at our next meeting. Again, do go back to the person that has invited you here tonight. To our host, you can end the meeting now. Thank you so much, everyone.